let's bring it back. Let's connect our breathing to our body, to our mind, to our energy. To our energy of determination. That's right. We determine. We don't choose and lose, give up, believe lies, give in to fear. We don't do that. We don't give in to anxiety, stress, things that are not the truth of who we are. The way you did your best today, whatever exercises, stretches you chose to do, it's the same process you get to use here, now, wherever you go.
Do 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 do.
This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them hood girls, them good girls, straight masterpieces. Stylin', wildin', living it up in the city. Got Chuck's on with Saint Laurent. Gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band bought that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Stop. Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show out. Smoother than a fresh drop skipping. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Bitch, say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band bought that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Before we leave, let me tell y'all a little something. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. I said uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you said and flown it. If you freak dead and own it. Don't brag about it, come show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you said and flown it. Well, it's Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe it, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. me, just watch. Hey, 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 oh! It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
Plays it back and oh, what a goal. How easy was that?
Morning, everybody. One of the greatest motivational speakers of our time, Les Brown, had his whole life changed in a moment when his high school teacher gave him this advice: someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. That's how powerful we are. Our thoughts, our opinions of others affect everything and everyone around us, but it doesn't have to shape your reality. So one of the things we have to always constantly be on guard for is what opinions are we allowing to influence our creation of our reality? Because our reality is just the now, and it's from your thoughts. What are you thinking about yourself? So be careful what opinions you allow into your mind, because they don't have to become your reality. Have a great day, everybody.
I want to kick this off with a story, and my mom loves to remind me of this story often. And I was an angsty third grader, and she was dropping me off at school one day, and she told me that I couldn't go to a friend's house after school. And as an angsty third grader, I said, "Mom, you make my life a living hell." And I slammed the door and I walked away. And this was not normal Jenna behavior. And the next thing that followed was, so I walked out to the playground and I felt awful. I felt terrible. And I asked the aide, I said, "I need to go inside and I need to call my mom." And this was before cell phone. So I had to wait about the 5 minutes it would take for my mom to get home. And the aide said, "Did you forget something? Did you forget your backpack?" And I said, "I need to call her to tell her I'm sorry." I have always hated conflict, even from when I was a little girl. I was that person that my mom would say, never go to bed angry. And man, did I live that way, and do I still live that way? And I remember going into the front office and the receptionist, and I kind of turned away, held the phone. I didn't want her to hear. And I just said, "Mom, I'm so sorry I said that. I didn't mean it. I was just mad." And that story just brought up all of these emotions when I was thinking about conflict, because I think for a lot of us in our lives, we are constantly dealing with or processing conflict, yet we're not always able to pick up the phone and resolve it within 5 minutes flat, right? We're living in this state of conflict day in and day out, and it's up to us how we start to move forward and process it, or how we can learn, grow, and evolve because of it. So there's this quote from Peter Coleman. He is the executive director of Columbia University's Advanced Cooperation, Conflict, and Complexity Center. And he said, "The point of conflict is not to prove who is right and who is wrong, but to come to a resolution together." And I don't know about you, but when I hear the word resolution, it's almost like this exhale. Like, resolution feels like when you finally unclench your jaw after not realizing that you've had it clenched for weeks on end, or when you finally take that deep breath and you realize that you haven't actually been like filling up your belly with air. And so today I want to cover both conflict, but I want for us to kind of shift the lens and really think about conflict, not just with other people, but also conflict within ourselves. Because I have been experiencing this firsthand Last night, my 3-year-old Coco woke up in the middle of the night, and literally for the last 2 years, I cannot even complain because she has slept through the night for so very long. But last night she woke up calling for me. And after the third time of going down to her room and singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, I laid in bed next to her and we just lay there for 2.5 hours as she asked me every question under the sun: why the moon is yellow, what the northern hemisphere is, why do people sleep, why do we lay down when we sleep? And I woke up this morning and I was so conflicted because I had a day full of work. And as I was laying there with her last night, I was thinking, next week I have a work trip, and like, how can I possibly leave my family? Like, how can I leave my children? Am I doing the right thing? And is this work this important, or should I say no, or should I say yes? Or, and I was thinking about conflict. And when I initially thought about the training, I was thinking of it from like a standpoint of conflict with your partner or a coworker. But this morning, I feel like life was like, conflict happens within us. And honestly, the majority of conflict that we're likely facing is stewing in us on a daily basis, where it leaves us questioning, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing enough? Am I answering the call? Why can I not do that thing I said I was going to do? And I think that a lot of times when we let conflict live within ourselves, we face our days processing guilt or shame or uncertainty or fear. And this morning, as I was sitting there just exhausted and thinking about life and laughing at the fact that when I finally got Coco back into bed, then the baby was waking up and Quinn needed me. And I was like, I just am all over the place and spread too thin, but my life is so full all at the same time. I recognize that conflict is this push and pull in our lives, and it's up to us how we look at it, how we process it, how we use it to propel us forward. And what I love about this season of my life is I have a book coming out at the end of June, and I committed in writing my book, How Are You Really?, to living out the mission in the pages. And man, has that commitment challenged me every single day. But part of the message, part of the meaning behind How Are You Really is not just leaning into conversations with other people, but more so leaning into conversation with ourselves. How am I really? And getting quiet enough with ourselves to actually answer that question honestly. I have learned that when it comes to conflict, if something is stealing my peace, it's too expensive, right? If something is costing me my peace, it is too expensive. And so when I look at conflict, if something is keeping me up in the middle of the night, it is a sign that I need to address it, either within myself or within the relationship.
Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm
into the area. Balls to Lionel Messi.
Morning, everybody. In our top 10 rules for success today, Les Brown gives us his advice that we have to stand up to ourselves. So stand up to yourself. Stand up to that inner voice that's always going to be there when you chase your dreams, when you go after your happiness, your freedom, your success, your health, in whatever form you desire. You have to stand up to that voice inside your head every single day that says, you can't do this. Who do you think you are? What will people think of you? All these thoughts, all these negative thoughts, and I'm doing it every day, battling it every day. Every time a negative thought comes in, I'm shutting it down. I'm choosing a positive thought and replacing it. It's that standing up to yourself, the older, smaller you. The new, greater you has to be stronger and more determined. You have to do that every single day. And Les Brown reminds us of that. Have a great day, everyone.
Dennis Waitley is the man that astronauts to heads of states call to learn at the highest level. He's the author of 16 books and has sold more than 10 million audio programs that have led to $100 million in sales. In this exclusive interview with Chris Widener, you'll hear Dennis's best advice on how to overcome setbacks, how self-worth influences your net worth, and why you need to model success. And we got Chris's permission to put it up on our YouTube channel. Enjoy.
Dennis Waitley, welcome.
Thank you, Chris. It's great to be with you.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. Now, I like to help people get to know the person behind the personality, because particularly, especially when we're sitting down with someone like yourself, who is so well known throughout the world, and anybody who has even remotely studied any sort of personal development, self-mastery, has heard the name Dennis Waitley, and most likely, according to the statistics, read one of your books or listened to one of your audio programs. And so this is just an informal chance for us to get to know you and the thoughts that you have brought about and brought to fruition over the years. And so I'm excited to be with you. You and I've spent a little bit of time together, but I like to hear some of the stories as well. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about your early life.
Well, it's not too exciting, except that I was raised during the World War II era. And like all speakers, I came from a poor family. You know how we all say that we've overcome adversity to become great. And I never went to bed hungry. But we didn't have any money. My idea of money, my dad made $200 a month, was his biggest paycheck. And he said you could never live in a house like that. The rich people live there and they're born that way or crooked. So my dad thought you had to be either born with it or crooked to get it. And my mother made sandwiches for school. And they were 2 pieces of Wonder Bread, mayonnaise and lettuce, a little pepper and salt. And I looked at it and I said, "What is this?" She said, "That's a chicken sandwich without the chicken." And I said, "Well, how do you get the chicken?" And she said, "You got to go mow some lawns and go to the store and bring your mama home with chicken." So we didn't have money, and my idea would have been maybe $800 a month would have been a king's ransom. But it was a good childhood. I listened to a lot of radio, which maybe got my radio voice, you know, listen to Sky King, who was Earl Nightingale in those days. And so I developed an audio kind of ear for the spoken word. And that was one of the things. Reading a lot and listening a lot was an early childhood kind of thing.
Now, you mentioned in jest, but it is true. You know, so many people say, well, I was born very poor and had hardships. Why do you suppose it is that so many people start out in sort of a, you know, tumultuous times or hard times, but then they go on to achieve such great things? I mean, is there something about that in our formative years that makes us go on and achieve great things?
Well, I really think so. I think so many people have so much going in, they don't take anything out or forward. But if you don't have too much going in, then you're compensating for what you don't have, and you try harder and work harder. So sometimes it's better to overcome adversity because then you really appreciate success when you get it.
So when you were growing up, did you say, I want to become wealthy, or I want to become a world-famous speaker, or I think the speaking actually came out of the other things that you did we're going to talk about, but did you have these sort of, I want to escape and have more than what I had as a child?
Sure, my mom and dad argued a lot about money. My dad drank too much and smoked too much, and instead of being a chip off the old block, I wanted to be different than my dad. I wanted to be a man of the family, and they argued so much I figured that they must be arguing about something that wasn't good. So I wanted to be different from my father. But I think I was inadequate and had ideas of self-doubt. And I think in order to get any self-esteem, I had to go out and prove myself, which means in athletics and in school. That was a way for me to see that I was better than where we were coming from.
It's interesting. You find a lot of people who didn't get that kind of self-esteem spoken to them by parents, and so it's almost like we grow up trying to achieve it so that we can, I don't know, prove it to ourselves or prove it to our parents. Was there some of that you wanted to show your parents how much you could become?
Oh, a lot of that. In fact, when I was about 9 years old, my dad would come into my room, and he'd been drinking, and he would lean back against the light switch and blow it out. And I said, how'd you do that? And he said, I got bad breath from drinking. He said, but when the light's out for you, my son, it's out all over the world. And he said, I don't want you to grow up like me. You don't have to be like me. But remember, when you sleep, the world is sleeping your dream. When you wake up, the world stretches and awakens with you. And when you're not feeling good, the world isn't a good place. The only world you'll ever know is the one you see through your eyes. And I said, wow, what a responsibility that I have to make the world as I see it through my eyes. And I think that helped me because he left home for good when I was 9, and I was left to be the man of the family with my little brother, who became my little shadow, and my sister. So I had to overcome where we came from, I think, at that age.
So you had a lot of responsibility thrust on you. That seems like be another aspect of overachievers is
You ready? I'm ready. Are you guys ready?
Let's go!
We shake it off. Now turn around. We don't let no bad vibes get in our way. Put your hands up in the air. When we dance, we don't care. Wave left, now right. Then turn around and one more time.
Shake it off, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side. Shake it off, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side.
Shake it up, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side. Shake it up, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side. Some days you'll feel like you're on top, but some days go down like a big old flop. But I know what to do when I'm feeling blue. I just gotta feel the groove. Don't care what others say. No one's gonna ruin my day. Put a smile on, don't be shy. Begin to dance, it's worth a try.
Shake it off, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side. Shake it off, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side.
Shake it up, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side. Shake it up, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side. We shake it off. Now turn around. We don't let no bad vibes get in our way. Put your hands up in the air. When we dance, we don't care. Wave left, now right. Then turn around and one more time.
Shake it off, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side. Shake it off, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side.
Shake it up, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side. Shake it up, turn around. Don't let bad vibes get you down. Put your hands up, wave left to right. Then bring it all back to the other side.
Shake it off,
Turn around.
hands up, wave left to right. Turn it around. Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off.
Now turn around. We don't let no bad vibes get in our way.
Perfect pass through the eye of the needle to Lionel Messi, who walks it in. He's on his way to the next century of goals.
Guys, today I want to share with you a story from Les Brown once again, and it's an amazing analogy he uses when describing our mind being a garden. And he gives the example of weeds and how they are representative of our negative thoughts. And he says in a humorous sort of way how we don't need to water, we don't need to take care of, we don't need to nurture, we don't need to plan, organize weeds. The growth of weeds, they're going to happen anywhere. They'll grow out of the cracks of sidewalks. And when I heard that example, I was laughing because I thought it's so true. Weeds are like negative thoughts in our minds. And we have to, if we don't do anything about what's going on in our head in terms of controlling our thoughts, those weeds, those negative thoughts will grow wild and rampant and take over our minds. So as we live, laugh, and love our way to infinite mind wealth, we have to remember the analogy of the weeds. The weeds will grow no matter what. They'll be there. They're the default. So we have to control it. Have a great day.
What are your thoughts on the innovations in education today? Thank you.
I think there are definitely some good schools out there. Teachers do not explain why kids are being taught a subject. You just sort of get dumped into math and like, well, why are you learning math? What's the point of this? It seems some people like maybe it's I don't know why I'm being asked to do these strange problems. Our brain has evolved to not discard information that it thinks has no relevance. So then, if on the one hand you're being asked to memorize or learn, say, formulas, but you do not know why, then you have this cognitive dissonance of it seems irrelevant, but I'm being told to remember it, so I'll be punished. Picking kind of a problem and then using various educational tools to solve that problem, like using math or physics or economics to solve that problem, is far more engaging than teaching the tools.
Need motivation?
Watch the Top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because I need it. I need it for me because I don't wake up every day and say, yes, let's go conquer the world. No, I wake up and I need that external motivation to match my internal motivation. When I see somebody who's doing amazing things, it makes me just want to play a bigger game. And so I hope that today's video makes you want to play a bigger game too, because your message matters, and let's get it out to the world. So today, listen from one of the best, Elon Musk, and my take on his top 50 rules for success. Enjoy.
It's the difference between if you say, well, we're going to take apart this engine and see how it works and put it back together again. And then in order to take the engine apart, we need wrenches and screwdrivers and a winch and Allen keys and whatnot. And then in the course of solving the problem of taking the engine apart and putting it back together, you learn about wrenches and screwdrivers and all the tools that you need. And then now you understand the relevance. This is why wrenches are important. Whereas if you had a class on wrenches, you'd be like, why does this not seem that great? So tying it to solving a problem is, I think, very powerful for establishing relevance and getting kids excited about what they're working on. And having the knowledge stick. If you're going to try something innovative, then you're in unexplored territories. So the odds that something will go wrong are pretty high. It's only if you try to do something that is already well understood that there's a little chance of failure. But then it will not be interesting or innovative. For sure, uncharted territory will result in failures necessarily. Otherwise, you're not trying hard enough.
SpaceX, you have said, You started with the specific intention of getting to Mars.
Well, the origin of SpaceX was actually not, or my interest in space, my initial thought in space was that it wasn't possible to create a company, and I mistakenly thought that the reason that we'd not sent people to Mars was because we'd lost the will to explore, or like maybe that, and I thought, well, maybe that needs to be reignited, and so I came up with this idea to do basically a philanthropic mission to Mars with a 100% probability of losing all the money, in order to reignite interest in that goal. But after a while, I realized that that was a mistake. I mean, particularly the United States is a nation of explorers. Came here from other parts of the world. I think more than any other country is a distillation of the human spirit of exploration. There's no lack of will. But people need to believe that there's a way, that a way that's feasible and that it's not going to bankrupt the country, and their living standard won't be materially affected. And then I think they're super keen on that goal.
I think like sci-fi movies, video games, or video, and really I think people spend a lot more time on video games and movies these days. Can be pretty inspiring and thought-provoking about what's the future that we want. What are some like impossible-sounding technologies that maybe could work somehow? Like there's conceivably a way to do warp drive, but it's such esoteric, super out on the edge physics, because technically you cannot go faster than the speed of light, but space can travel faster than the speed of light. That's what's meant by warp drive. But the amount of energy you need to warp space is unbelievably gigantic. So, you'd have to be converting matter to energy at a rate that is cannot conceive, really. It can't be like something like, well, if we just convert 1 Jupiter per second to energy, then problem solved. That's a lot, and there's not many Jupiters. So, and there might be a bit of radiation around that. So, there are things like technically the universe did expand faster than the speed of light. That's why we can see light from all these super distant stars. So it's kind of pretty wild that space expanded faster than the speed of light. So I'm sure we'll figure out some strange breakthroughs, and come to grips better with this dark matter, especially, which seems like something's fishy going on there. And
it has bad branding.
Yeah, exactly. The universe is mostly dark energy and dark matter according to current physics, but this kind of you plug them in the equations and they sort of work, and this is not a good explanation. Nobody can find the dark matter. But I sort of figure, hey, if this was a video game and somebody had a bug in their orbital dynamics physics simulator, then it's oh no, we got to figure out some way for these minions in here to believe that they're in reality. So insert dark matter.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there.
A lot of problems out there.
And let's bring it back. Let's connect our breathing. to our energy. To our energy of determination. That's right. We determine. We don't choose and lose, give up, believe lies, give in to fear. We don't do that. We don't give in to anxiety, stress, things that are not the truth of who we are. The way you did your best today, whatever exercises, stretches you chose to do, it's the same process you get to use here, now, wherever you go. In the gym of life, you get to grow your mind. You get to grow your mind health and your mind wealth. It's all possible if you determine, make the winning choice to be kind, to be peaceful, caring, loving, appreciative, grateful for everything you have here and now. I'm so grateful for my breath right now.